Hi, welcome to my first December daily process video. For 2020's December daily, I am using the Felicity Jane Coco kit. I got the striped album because I do love me a black and white stripes. And if you did not see my foundation pages videos, I'll have that linked right up here. Go ahead and take a look and you can see what I have planned for this year. A lot of these pages were inspired by Allie Edwards' December daily prep party and her product Play 4 for December daily. So I'll have those classes linked down below as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to show you my process video for my reason why page as well as my first day. And I'm keeping it pretty simple. So let's go ahead and take out the page that we're going to be using. Now I saw this door on someone's Instagram and I knew I had to have it. Okay, this is the section where I'm going to be doing a voiceover because I did do this with some friends, and so I was recording the process, but I'm muting it because then you could hear us all talking. So my girlfriend made a silhouette cut file of the door, and we're using wood grain cardstock here. If I can find the wood grain cardstock online, I will go ahead and link that below. But she made 2 squares and then 4 rectangles to make the shape of a door. And then now I am just going to adhere another part of the wood grain cardstock to back this door. You see I'm putting adhesive down, and then after I adhere the back of this door to that, I am going to be using my T ruler and a boning folder to use the boning folder so that I can make a crease where the door is going to bend to open and close. So you'll see there that I'm making that crease, and the cardstock is really heavy, so I had to go over it several times. There you see I'm going to go ahead and fold that over. So I'm not concerned about the back of the door fitting exactly right because I'm going to be using cardstock and also printing my journaling so that it shows. Now she also cut smaller squares so that we can put that inlay into the door so it looks like a real door. It's so cute. And Ashley, she's so smart. I could not make this if my life depended, well, maybe if my life depended on it, but the silhouette file and I are not that well acquainted, so I'm glad that she made these for me. And so she made this door because we were working on the December daily prep party together, which is always so much more fun to work with a friend than to do it by yourself. So she was using the Allie Edwards December daily kit and I was using the Felicity Jane kit. Oh, we also had another friend, Laura, there as well, and she's using the December daily Allie Edwards kit as well. But this is, I don't know, I've been using the Felicity Jane kit for a few years now, so I wanted to continue with that. But I adapted whatever Allie and the other instructors for her classes had and adapted it to the kit with Felicity Jane. So you see here that I'm going to now make the back side of the door, so when you open the door it's going to open up to cardstock, and that's where I made the crease for the boning folder. With the boning folder. I'm trying to see what I want as the back of my door, and I'm initially thought I wanted that buffalo plaid, but what I am actually going to end up using is this gray, black, white floral paper. I'm not sure what I'm going to use on the back of this cardstock, so I wanted it to be something pretty. So I'm going to cut this cardstock out to fit exactly on the back of that door. So I'm using my Caterpillar Pro, which is an amazing paper trimmer. It cuts so sharp and it's just so precise. I love it. I highly recommend it. And you don't even need to get replacement blades because it self-sharpens and just amazing. So I cut this back side of the door, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere where I made the crease right there and adhere it to part of the cardstock. Now the crease is going to show through, I'm trying to see which way is up or down. The crease is going to show on the inside of that door, but I'm okay with that because I'm going to be doing journaling and putting a picture of my kids in there, so I'm not too concerned with that. Now we're going to head off to where I go back live again. So this is a door I'm using. I found this wood grain paper cardstock, I should say wood grain cardstock. I bought this years ago. If I can still find it, I will have it linked down below. But what we did was we cut out die cuts we use the silhouette and we cut out squares to make it look like a door, and then we use the middle pieces just to adhere back on there. I used glitter paper and just did a hole punch, and this wreath is from Felicity Jane. And you can see here that I put some foam dots so to give it some dimension. I'm using this acetate pop-in. This is also from Felicity Jane. I'm using that to adhere this so that it just opens and closes on its own. Now initially when I made this door, I was planning on putting a picture here, my reason why here, and then I meant to keep this for something, but I'm going to use this as my number one. So let's go ahead and get started. So for my reason why, I went ahead and printed it out. It says my reason why. I printed it on this black. I printed it on this pink paper with the little snowflakes on there. So I'm going to put that on this side of my door. So let's go ahead and cut this down. I'm going to use my Caterpillar Pro here. So let's see. I need to cut this so that it's, oops, 4 inches. Let me measure this. This is 4 and a smidge. So if I want this 4 and a smidge, and I'm going to put that right there. And then if I put this on here, let's make sure it fits. Okay, it does. Let me cut a little bit on this side. Okay, I want to make sure that fits, and then I'm going to cut it right there. Okay, I just made an indentation with my thumb. Now the reason I did that is because I want to do some stamping here, and I'm going to do some embossing as well. So, and this is the photo I'm going to place, a photo of my 4 kids, but we'll get to that here in a second. I want to use the stamp that came with this Coco kit, and I'm going to use these hearts. I'm going to use these homes and trees here, and I'm going to stamp and emboss them here. So I'm going to use my powder tool to get all the static off, because I'm going to do a couple different colors. So I want to make sure that the embossing powder doesn't stick to anywhere where it's not supposed to stick. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the house first. So let me go ahead and put this on my acrylic block. I'm using a white eraser to make sure that I get all the debris and stuff off of there. Then I'm going to use the Versamark. You guys, it is 7:13 in the morning. I'm trying to get this done before my kids wake up for school. So I'm going to stamp this house right here. And I think I'm going to do my house in a gold color. So this is the Nuvo embossing powder in gold. I think I'm going to use this embossing powder, or not. Okay, I'm going to use this one. It's shimmering pearl. So I'll use this as my house since the gold won't work. Put that on like that. Flick off the rest. I'm going to use my heat tool and emboss this. Now the thing with the heat tool is you want to make the thing you need to remember with the heat tool is you want to make sure that it's hot before you take it to the paper. Okay, I'm not liking how that's turning out. But you know what I'm going to do? I was going to do the trees in green, but I think I'm just going to do the trees in the white as well. Because I was going to do these trees in green, but I think it'll stick out too much after doing the house in this pearl. So I think I'm just going to do it all in this white. Yep, I'm just going to do it like that. So I could have stamped this all at once, but you live and you learn, right? All because I couldn't open that gold embossing powder. Do the same one again. Okay. Oh, I kind of like how it turned out. I mean, it's subtle, but that's okay. I like subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down here, and I'm going to use my ATG gun here. Make sure I get that adhered down. There we go. And in any excess, I'll just trim off. And these are the Tim Holtz scissors that I love. So I'll just go ahead and trim this excess off. Make sure not to get any of the door. Okay, there we go. Then on the opposite side, I want to adhere this picture of my kids. I'm not going to do anything to this. So let me cut this down to... Then I'm going to adhere that down here. Ooh, I cut it too short. Okay, let me print this out again and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know how many of these pictures I ended up printing out. My printers, yes, plural, and I have been fighting, and I could not get this right. I put new ink cartridges in. I tried my other printer, my large format printer. Nothing is wanting to work with me right now, so I'm just a little bit frustrated. Let me cut this. It's not straight. But the good news is I ended up printing this out, and it finally worked on matte photo printer, so I'm going to go ahead and print this out. And then we can adhere it here and onto the back of here, and we can be almost done. So let me go ahead and cut this out. I don't want to make sure, I printed it larger than I'm going to need it, but I want to make sure that this fits on the page without any overhang. So I printed out a little bit larger than I needed. Let's make sure I get this right. And I love this because look at how the small sliver that my Caterpillar Pro cuts. It's amazing. So let me cut these down, and then we can get working on the rest of the page. Okay, I'm going to work on this side first. So let's see, I still need to cut about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to take a little bit off of here. I'm going to do a little bit here, a little bit there until we get it right. A little bit more. Okay. So this is how I know that it's going to fit on there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down, and I'm going to just use my ATG gun. And I know I'm going to freehand cut some of it off just to make sure it fits on there just right. So let me get this on here. It closes like this, and then I'll just freehand cut this part. And I checked through the light to make sure I wasn't cutting any of the important pieces off, you know, like my daughter's hand or my son's arm or whatever, you know what I mean? So I cut that there. Then I'm going to, so there's that. My reason why, love that. So now I just need to adhere this right there. So I need to cut a little bit of this off. And then just a tiny bit off of here. And then I'm going to adhere that down right there. Make sure that fits. Okay, I need to cut a little bit more off the tree side. Okay, then I'm going to adhere this down, and then I'll just cut the rest of that off as well. Freehand style. So then using my ATG. And actually, I like this matte photo paper better because it's not going to get stuck onto other things because it's not glossy and it's not going to catch on other embellishments or anything else that I have there. So that's good. And I'm glad I have 2 packs of this. So there's that. And then I just need to freehand cut this part. Okay, so here's my day 1. This is my reason why. And then the picture of my kids. And then it goes into this one as date number 1. So let me go through my embellishments and see if I want to embellish this in any way. This is where I put all of my items for my Felicity Jane kit. See if I want to do, maybe I'll just put a number 1 on there. I could just do that. Maybe I'll do something like that. Let me see what other embellishments I have here. Maybe something that's a little darker or bold. So yeah, I think I'm going to do it like that. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this down just using my ATG. Put several stickies on there. Make sure it doesn't show. I want the adhesive showing. And I'm going to adhere this down. And there you have it. That is my day 1 of my December daily. So let me go ahead and put this in here. Put that right here. Okay, so it's going to open up with this. I don't know where this truck is going. Simple joys of holidays at home. Then I get to this door, open it, my reason why, and then my first date. So my day number 2 will go here. We'll see what happens, and there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you next time.